Closed captioning for Interlocks Out There is brought to you by Buffalo Valley Game Calls.
It started with a dream, a vision, and a passion. But 8 years old, already put it into action. Who
You've been
knew back
working so
then
hard
the
today.
outcome would be me with my own show on national TV. Learned to love the outdoors from my dad as a kid. Now kept me out of trouble, so I'm thankful I did. From doing projects in high school to being field producer. Never lost focus on my goals, on my future. Now I
He's got a butterfly on and needs help.
From dear folks in Buffalo to record size race. Let's go out there, out there, out there. Let's go out.
I'm Brody Russman, I rule the woods.
What do you get when you combine archery and fishing? Well, it's simple. You get a thrill and you get excitement. And that's just two emotions you can feel while you bowfish. Can you imagine shooting a fish as big as a car hood and being connected to that sea creature? The gear we have nowadays makes it easy for this to become a reality. Spending time on salt water is unlike any other kind of bow fishing out there. You never know what's around the bend. I love to bow fish, especially stingrays. I do a lot of it right here in Delaware, but there's a couple things that I try to promote the most. Not so much the sport as much as respecting the water, respecting the fish, and respecting the landowners that live around the bays and tributaries that we fish at night. It's one thing that I'm very passionate about, and I don't want anything to happen to this sport, not only for me, but for all my fellow bow fishermen. Each and every year I take a lot of time to go out on the water with my kids. They're constantly out there shooting, and shooting some more.
Yeah! Oh, I missed! Yeah, got it!
Passionate about, and I don't want anything. Take your time, let them come, let them come. I believe in passing on the tradition, not only for bow hunting or turkey hunting, but bow fishing as well. All spring and summer we were out in the water, and I love watching my little Brody at 5 years old sling arrows. Get him, guys, get him. Holy get, oh, look out, everybody.
Got it!
Look out, look out, look out. Die, guys.
Right in the bar. You were right behind me. Oh, right there. They're not.
That was a good shot, little buddy.
I thought I was never gonna get it.
Are you having fun with your friends?
Yeah.
Well, throughout the year, not only my kids get to experience some great bow fishing, but my wife as well. Go ahead. Round and round.
Why is it going in circles, honey? Why is it going in circles?
One particular night, we went out and shot a 160-some pound butterfly ray that dang near pulled me in. Stick him hard. Forward. Forward. Everybody, hang on.
Whoa. Nobody's gonna take you.
Watch yourself. This might be our biggest. I'm here in Delaware from May to September, and I'm in a little community called Tuckahoe Acres. It's kind of my home away from home when I'm not back in Pennsylvania. It's a small community, family owned, with about 600 trailers in it, and it seems that they've all gotten to know me a little bit, especially when it comes to bow fishing. It cracks me up when I'm driving down the road to go bow fishing or coming in from bow fishing, and I see my neighbors and my friends, and I'm like, wonder what they're thinking now.
I swear, he just got back 20 minutes ago. He's going back out already. Man, I don't know.
Jeremy, look at this.
Oh man, I'm at the same from another sandbar again.
I give him credit though. He's a diehard as far as going in and out of here all the time, out in the water. And once again, there he goes again. You never know when he's here and when he's not.
My family really enjoys it too. It's a place that I can let my kids really be kids.
Interlocks Out There is brought to you by Doc's Deer Sense and Covert Cameras, Outdoor Edge, Umarex Air, and Axion Optics, Excalibur Crossbows and Luminoc Lighted Nocks, Honda Generators and Blind Turtle Blinds, AMS Bowfishing and Moonshine Camo, Interlock Broadheads, deadly by design, Kentucky Speedway, and by these proud sponsors.
We had a really good year this year, especially considering we put the powertrain on and put that 15 Honda kicker on. I was able to get up on top and not only drive around and be able to see what my shooters are seeing, but it was much easier for me to take my kids out and have some fun.
If Brody does not get there on time,
Is that how you do it? That's how you do it, right?
I have to shoot.
Look.
I'm good.
So are you.
Oh, smoked him.
Woo!
Shoot the other one, Brody.
Oh, you were right under him, bud.
Watch Brody, watch your brother.
Now, there's different species of rays when it comes to Delaware shooting. You have the Atlantics, you have Southerns, butterflies, cow nose, and then we call it the Big Five with a needlefish. It's kind of the African version here in Delaware, the Delaware version of the Big Five. Now, out of these different species of rays, the cow nose are the most abundant. We get into them a lot, especially right off the channels. And the clearer the water, the more fun you can have. Jeremy Bledsoe, I can't say enough about this guy. Super awesome guy. He's the operations manager for Kentucky Speedway. Him and Steve have done so much for me at the track and bringing me into the NASCAR world. And as a thank you, I like to bring him down here to Delaware each and every year. In the past, Jeremy's always shot big butterfly rays and always has enjoyed himself. He's on the road so much, so this is his little vacation, I guess. Now, Jeremy Bledsoe is extremely passionate about bow fishing when he's here. He doesn't really do it any other time of the year, but he's Mr. Bow Fishing, All-American bow fisherman while he's here in Delaware. He's so much fun to be with, but I think he needs to buy a Kevlar vest for next time because it seems like the birds are more attracted to him than the women. We're gonna start here, guys. The tide's a little lower than I like for this spot, but it's the closest point from the channel in, and as low as this tide's at, they're gonna just be coming up. So we're gonna stay 300-400 yards out and just run this. The water's out front.
See,
He's out front.
Get ready. Hang on. Hang on.
Whenever.
You ready? Now.
Lower.
I'm shot behind you.
No, you're in.
No, I'm in.
Great shot.
Oh,
Hang on,
goddamn.
boys. We got one. So I have a right and left right here where I turn right, turn left. And then I have the controls right here. This gives me a huge vantage point, being up high and being able to tell these guys left, right, plus I can run them down. So that one there, we kicked up off the bottom, it was feeding and started going out. I ran it down. Unfortunately, the guys missed, and another one out of nowhere came right through, and I had a safe shot off the right side of the boat. Oh. We got two on, doubled up. I tell you what, I'm gonna hire you when I do this full time. The sun's going down and the lights are about to be turned on. And I don't just mean on the front of my boat. I mean, my Luminocs are about to light things up. I got 3 different colors for a specific reason. I want to know whose arrow is doing what. Sometimes we get 3 rays on at once. Sometimes we shoot a big butterfly ray. I want to know who's in it, where they're at. It really helps me when I'm out there bow fishing for stingrays, having the Luminocs and knowing exactly where our bow fishing arrows are, our Unity arrows. On the other end, we're going to have something brand new. It's the standard grapple. This is a 2-blade grapple, as you can see. But when I add the double D to it, it makes it a 5-blade. Now you can also put this on our 3-barb grapple as well. I just like that 2 back there. So there you go. I've got 2 ready to go. 5 blades or 6-blade, whichever you like, on our Glomax arrows. It's a deadly design for stingrays, and I can count on one hand how many fish I've lost this whole year. Hopefully tonight we can rule the water.
Products seen on today's show can be purchased at mikesarchery.com. And now for this week's quick tip.
You really should be using a big game float system from AMS for stingrays. The reason I don't is I don't want to be chasing a float around when I get into a big school of cows and push all the fish out. So we use an extended bottle from AMS, put a little bit more line in it, and that way when they're out there at 70, 75 yards, you can still fight them and you can still haul on the load and not drive over all your fish pushing them out. On our Unity arrows, we've got a Burt Coyote's Luminoc, and we've got a grapple point with the new Double D, the Double Duty. This is an attachment that goes on top of it to give you a little bit more strength, holding power, and a little bit more weight so you can get down into deeper fish for better penetration.
Dust cloud straight ahead.
There you are. Right there. Holy shit, this thing leaves. Right there, right there.
There he is.
Lower. Good shot.
You got it. Oh, you're in the boat. Let him go.
Good stick.
Not really, but he's in the boat.
First one in the boat. Well, the boys are doing good down there, 1 for 1. That fish disappeared. This water's a little murkier than I'd like, but we got the that Honda 15 up on plane a little bit, ran it down, poof, came right up in front of Matt, and he just shot his first cow nose ray. Pretty awesome deal. Hey, coming at you, right at you, to the right, look
right
down.
Here, right here.
Wait. Kill him.
Whacked him. You gotta get it out there by hand. Let me have you both.
No, at least if he shoot at him and he takes off, you might be able to see him again. Oh, there it is.
Where?
I see him.
Yeah, I see him right there. Yep. Thought I saw him there.
Jeremy, move.
Right.
Missed him. He's under the boat. There he is, Jeremy. Straight down, Jeremy.
I can't see.
Yeah, there he is.
I got him.
Did you get him that time?
We got him. Oh, how cool is that? Matt shoots his stingray, and unfortunately, the bow fishing line hits the corner of the boat on one of my welds, or on the pontoon welds, and rips his line. 5 minutes later, Blaine looks over because I told him to keep an eye out for the Luminoc, and sure enough, there's a green Luminoc, comes right by the boat. I shoot him again, and we got his arrow back, and we got the stingray in the boat. That's another reason for using Luminocs at night. If you would happen to have something like that happen, you can find your fish. So pretty cool. Look at that stingray. Right here. Tell me when.
He's got some babies.
No, it ain't.
I got one. Well, I guess it wasn't.
There was a freaking mess of them. This year, Jeremy brought his cousin Matt along, and I was very excited about this because it was someone that never really bowfished before, especially for stingrays, and he had no idea what to expect if we rolled into a giant butterfly ray. Here we are for another night of bow fishing. I got Jeremy and Matt with us. We are we're in search of a big one. The tide's right. Water's extremely dirty though, so conditions are not the most favorable, but we're gonna give it our best. Yeah. Oh. He's in the wagon. Ow. One in the boat, we got 2 in the boat.
There was a load of birds that came and flew into us. They everywhere. If you like bird watching, ladies and gentlemen, stand by. We got one that wants to go bow fishing with us.
The birds. There's some places that we go that have 20, 30,000 birds around them where they nest. I try not to go in these places too much, but there's times that this is the cleanest water that we got, and I've got to get near the roost spot. Now, we don't go in there and harass the birds by no means, but as we go in, the lights and the generators make these birds do some weird things, and they usually come out and follow the boat and pick up the minnows that are in the lights. In some cases, when the young ones are learning how to fly, they don't quite make it over the boat and sometimes become an issue, especially when you're Jeremy Bledsoe.
Sorry, I'm not available for interview right now because if I open my mouth, there'll probably be bird in it.
Jeremy, this is a children, family-friendly show. We don't have enough beeps.
Interlocks Out There is brought to you by Doc's Deer Sense and Covert Cameras, Outdoor Edge, Umarex Air, and Axion Optics, Excalibur Crossbows and Luminoc Lighted Nocks, Honda Generators and Blind Turtle Blinds, AMS Bowfishing and Moonshine Camo, Interlock Broadheads, deadly by design, Bristol Motor Speedway, and by these proud sponsors.
When you see a firearm just laying around, stop, walk away, and tell an adult. Remember, we want no accidents. And parents, remember to case and lock up your firearms in the house. The responsibility lies on you as well.
Congratulations to this week's winner. You have won a new Umarex NXG APX air gun and a pack of big blast caps to go with it. This portion of Interlocks Out There is brought to you by JD Equipment.
I go out and I shoot a few rays. The people on our boat go out and shoot a few rays. We stop what we're doing when the ice starts to melt. We clean the rays, we put them in a cooler, we bring them back, we fillet them, and we freeze them. A 150-pound stingray will give you about 50 pounds of meat. A 40-pound cow nose will give you about 8 to 10 pounds of meat, depending on if you get both sides or not. So one stingray can feed a small family. Jeremy and Danielle, you guys are awesome. They've been great friends of us here at Tuckahoe Acres. Always hanging out with my wife and my family. Their kids play with my kids, and they're brought up the same way we were brought up. And it's great to know that they love the crab, because we're out there shooting stingrays, which are eating their crabs. So they're happy that we're shooting the stingrays, and I'm happy that they're catching crabs because we love to eat crabs. Now, I'm no crabber, know nothing about it, but Jeremy and Danielle, they love the sport, and they love taking Matt out and teaching him a thing or two.
Put it back in the pot. And then we move on to the next one.
By the looks of things, they got a bunch of keepers and they got a bunch of throwbacks for next year. Unfortunately, we didn't get the big butterfly ray like we thought, but I know with a little hard work and some more time on the water, we might be able to make it done, especially when I got Jeremy there, who's my lucky horseshoe. He's my good luck charm, and I know that the tide and the weather and the wind are all starting to line up. The stars are going to be lined up, and hopefully we can make it happen. We got one night left to make this happen. We want a big butterfly in a ray, and what it's going to take is to pass up the cow nose, to let the southerns go, to not shoot the fish. We've got to concentrate on one fish. We got to get close to the shore. We got to go near those birds. We've got to get in tight where those big butterflies roam, and hopefully on that outgoing tide, maybe we can catch one coming off that bank and make it happen in some crystal clear water. Are we ready for a 150-pound ray? You're damn right we're ready for a 150-pound ray. We need to get out there, pass up the small ones, and find the big one. No matter how bad our fingers are, we're still out on the water shooting and holding that bow for 12, 15 hours. That's what a bow fishing addict really does.
Too deep. That might be the quickest ever on Interlocks Out There. Shot the boat. Nice job. It's a giblet. Yep. Oh, right under him, but your arrow flew like a dart. Thought I just seen something. Jeremy, get your bow. Where? On your side. It's a big one. Jeremy, get him!
Well, finally, after a few days of targeting a big butterfly, sure, we shot a small one, but we were trying to target a big one. We finally roll into crystal clear water, and out of nowhere, we turn, and here comes this 150-pound, 7.5-foot butterfly ray.
One. All right, boys. All right, just wait. Just wait. I want you to get another arrow in him, right?
We'll get another arrow.
He ain't a monster, but we got him. We got him on film, boys.
This particular year has been our best year for stingrays. Not only do we have a great year shooting at big butterflies, some big southerns, cow nose, even shot a Dalmatian looking stingray, which was really cool. But my kids were really enjoying it. And to me, that was more successful than any amount of stingrays we could put in a boat. But having the Powertran on the boat with those Hondas really made a difference. I'm up high right now, and I've got that kicker motor, and I'm able to steer the boat with that Powertran from up top. Makes my job so much easier and so much more fun because I'm right there with our shooters, and I can run the stingrays down. I can keep the slack if we need to so that one doesn't pull all the line out if it happens to run that far. So there's a lot of advantages to having that kicker motor on my boat with that high tower with the Powertran. I glow when I talk about bow fishing for stingrays. I love bow fishing. There's something special, there's something about that pull, there's something about that chess match that I enjoy the most about bow fishing stingrays. Be sure to get on the water, make memories on the water, rule the water, but respect the water and those who are out there also enjoying the same sport and the same